Here we go again, Bakucrew. I'm BakuBrad96, and today I will be bringing you Day 5 of the Ultimate Viloch Celebration Series. I have had a ton of technical difficulties this week, so this episode was actually not able to upload yesterday when it should have. I hope you are all okay with that. I hope you don't mind too much, but I am doing episode 5 this morning, and then when I get back from work and adulting later on today, this evening, I will of course be unboxing the Aquas Swarmer 5-pack, so we can take a look at Ultimate Viloch in his native factions. But with all that being said, I don't want this to be too long of a video because we actually have 2 deck profiles in one video today, which is something new, but I definitely wanted to try it out. We are using the factions, or the dual factions that I haven't used yet. Obviously I have avoided Pyrus, but I have a good reason for that. Later on this evening and then Sunday, I will be doing the Pyrus faction decks for Ultimate Viloch. I've been holding off for a certain reason, and tomorrow hopefully you will all see why. But all that being said, yeah, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for the tremendous support. The Bakugan community is amazing, and I'm very happy and grateful to have it behind me. So yeah, let's tear into these decks and see what you all think. We're going to start off with the Aquas and the Ventus one first. And then, like past videos, we do have the Viloch package. We have the Viloch package. I will save that until the end of the video and we will go through it. But first off, the decks. So, for the Aquas and Ventus, we are using Serpilius Ultra, Helix, and a Orange Shield Core, B power of 800 and 2 damage. And then we have Sharktar, Ventus Sharktar, Helix, and a Green Fist Core, B power of 600 and 4 damage. So not bad, I think. Pretty decent coverage given their stats. So here we have the Aquas Serpilius, looking awesome. And then here is, of course, Ventus Baby Shark, or Sharktar. The cores are pretty interesting, nothing special. So the Green Fist slot, we do have a plus 100 VDV power, plus 2 damage. In the 3 Helix slots, because I decided to make this deck a core synergistic deck, I do have 3 Helix. So we are using the plus 300 plus 3 because I didn't want to lose out on anything. It's not a whole lot of B power, but again, this is a lot of damage too. And then for the Magic Shield, I wanted a trap, so minus 500 B power, just because people probably aren't going to see you using a Magic Shield as a trap quite often. And then the Orange Shield is a plus 300 B power, so pretty common. Now for the deck list, pretty simple, just a Ventus Aquas boost type strategy, though you don't really have that many boost cards, so it's kind of just like play a lot of energy and then use that energy to play your Geogan. So starting off is 2 Aquas Overwhelm, 1 energy for plus 200 B power, and then boost. If you have 7 or more energy cards in play, you actually get plus 600 instead, so it just makes it more valuable late game, but early game, it's not too bad. Next up is Aqua Crawler, 2 energy for plus 400 B power, and then if you energize this from your hand, you can pay 2 energy to actually draw 1. But again, 2 for 4 is really what we're looking at. Chomping Tornado, 2 energy for plus 500 B power. I use this in all my Aquas decks because 2 for 5 is just really solid, and there's really nothing bad about that. Solar Wings, just as a defensive card, 2 energy for minus 5, and then once again, if you energize this from your hand, you can pay 2 to draw 1. And then I actually do have 2 turn to energy, so for 2 energy, you can energize this uncharged. Just a way for you to get extra energy out, kind of hit that boost mechanic. Then 1 Ventus Rampage, 2 energy for plus 1 damage for each energy card you have in play. And then if you have 7 or more energy cards in play as well, you do get Shadow Strike, making this card even better. Helping out with B power, we have Flip Strike, 3 energy for plus 700, and I do have 2 of those as well. 2 improvised armor, much like with our Chaos Aquas draw deck, we do want a little card draw, so 3 energy for plus 2 damage and draw 2. More defensive measures and vicious defense, 3 energy for minus 200 B power and minus 6 damage. Hook Trap's really interesting and hates decks that don't play Aquas and Ventus. 4 energy to give a non-Aquas, non-Ventus Bakugan minus 1200 B power. Really like this card. Stardock's Eye Blast, 4 energy for plus 900 B power. 1 Ventus Venom, 4 energy, you must reroll your Bakugan. If you open on the reroll, you energize the top 2 cards of your deck, and then you get plus 100 B power for each energy card you have in play. It could come up, I thought it was really neat. And it fit the theme, so I threw it in. And then we have 2 Multi-Strike, 5 energy for plus 300 B power, and you get to draw 3. 2 Sonic Scream, 5 energy for plus 10 damage, and you do get to scan. And then finally, not counting the Viloch packet of 6 Geogan, we do have the flip cards. So I do use Aqua Spade, 1 energy to block a Darkus or Ventus. Featherwall, 1 energy to block a Chaos or Aquas. Fluid Form blocks a Aquas or Fusion Bakugan for 1 energy. Fusion Confusion blocks a Ventus or Fusion Bakugan for 1 energy. I have 2 Sneaky Squid for 4 energy, you block a non-Fusion Bakugan, and if you do, you draw 1. And then finally, 2 Fast, I run 2 of these as well. 4 energy to block a non-Fusion Bakugan, and if you do, you energize this uncharged. So that will do it for the Ventus and Aquas deck profile. Of course, besides Viloch. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the second deck. That's right, this one is going to be Darkus and Chaos. So, the team we are using, other than Viloch, we have Darkus Pensitar Ultra, Flaming Fist and an Orange Shield, B power of 600 and 5 damage. And then Chaos Cornelius, Magic Shield and a Green Fist Core, B power of 600, 6 damage, and built-in reroll. So a much stronger team in my opinion. Here, of course, is the Darkus Pensitar. And then we have the Chaos Cornelius, which, shout out to the Darkus Platinum Rare Cornelius in Evolutions. That thing looks amazing. And I really like the pink-purple paint design they're using instead of the base purple. The new pinkish purple color, I guess kind of lavender-like. It looks a lot better. I'm very excited for Evolutions, and I hope I find some soon. Sorry about going a little off topic there, but okay, so Cornelius, and now the core lineup. So this is a damage-reliant strategy, even though it is Darkus and Chaos. So this one has a few traps, which I will get into now. The Helix core is a minus 200 B power and minus 2 damage. Again, we're just trying different cores out that we do have in the collection. And then a minus 300 B power Orange Shield, because I couldn't really find any better use. And again, trying out traps. No need to worry though, our blue shields are still the good old plus 650 B power. Gotta have all that power. Especially when you're running traps on your core, you want to kind of counteract that. And then for the Green Fist slot, just going with damage, we have plus 3, Flaming Fist, plus 6. So really basic there, and that is our core lineup. Now, onto the deck profile. So because I only have one, I did decide to throw it in here. We have Darkus Piercer, 0 energy for plus 200 B power, and you get to scan. I wish I had 2 more of these, just being honest. I'd probably make a much better Darkus Chaos deck if I had more of the dual faction cards, honestly. But next up, we have Electric Howl, 1 energy for plus 2 damage in Frost Strike. 2 Thunderbolt, 1 energy for plus 3 damage. 2 Flash Attack, 2 energy for plus 5 damage. And again, this is a damage strategy, which I thought was really interesting, running Chaos and Darkus, both kind of damage aspect. So I really like how this deck turned out. I am using a hero, 2 Lightning, 2 energy, and when you open a Bakugan, it gets plus 3 damage. So really adds up the damage, especially on Viloch. Just opening Viloch with a lightning out, that's 10 damage base by itself without any additions yet. So really cool. Because we can't fully rely on damage, however, we do have Scarf Strike, 2 energy for plus 500 B power. Throw Anything, 2 energy for plus 400 B power, but it does give Shadow Strike as well, so that helps with our damage. 2 Triple Blazing Barrage, 2 energy for plus 200 B power, 2 damage, and you get to scan. Amazing card that helps with B power. You have the Fusion Flames, which I just absolutely like a lot. 3 energy for plus 800 B power. Just really cool, really awesome artwork there with Pensitar. Really cool. Then I have 2 Righteous Strike, 3 energy for plus 6 damage, and you get to draw 1. The Trifecta ability or effect won't come up, because if you have Bakugan with 3 or more Bakugors attached to them, you may return this to your hand. This isn't a core reliant strategy or core control strategy, purely damage, so this is just a 3 for 6 in my opinion. Same as Sonic Aura, 3 energy for 6 damage, and you get to scan. So kind of a 4 of right there. They're the same card. In this deck, obviously they're different, but in this deck, the way this deck is using the cards, they're the same. Next up, Trailing Dragon, 3 energy for plus 200 B power and 4 damage. If you energize this from your hand, you can pay 2 energy to actually draw a card. But again, we're just focusing on the first ability, not that second. Moving along, we have Monstrous Surge, 4 energy for plus 800 B power, and then Sync. If you reveal a card in your hand that costs 2 energy, you get plus 4 damage on top of that. Again, makes this a damage-giving card, so we use it. And then just B power finishers, we do have the 2 Silk Bolt Barrier, 5 energy for plus 900 B power, and Scan, in case you need it. But it might not come up. I could definitely see you using those cards as energy cards, more likely than not. And now we get into the flips of the deck. This is probably more basic than the last. So 2 Darkest Snare, 0 energy to block a Bakugan holding a Magic Shield. A Dazzle, 0 energy to block a Bakugan holding a Helix. 2 Confuse, which blocks a Bakugan holding a Flame Fist or a Magic Shield for 1 energy. I have 2 of those. And then finally, a Sonic Shield, so 1 energy to block a Bakugan holding a Green or Flaming Fist. Now that will do it for our 2 deck profiles. The only thing they're missing, of course, is their 3rd team member and the package. So we'll take a look at that right now. Go ahead and get it out of the sleeves. We have the Star of the Week himself, a Viloch, Magic Shield and a Helix Core, B power of 307 damage. And here he is, such an amazing Bakugan. And then Insectra, the Geogan, the first Geogan, 1 energy for B power of 1200, 2 damage, and reroll. And that one's right here. So then we have Insectra. Following that is Swarmer, 2 energy for B power of 1100, 4 damage. If it lands on a green fist, you get plus 3 damage. If it lands on a orange shield, you get plus 300 B power. And then it has the Victor Team Attack ability built in. And here is Swarmer. Moving right along, Amfrog, 4 energy for B power of 1400, 6 damage. If it lands on a green fist, you get Shadow Strike. If it lands on a flaming fist, you're going to get plus 500 B power. And sorry for knocking the camera there. But here is the Froggy Amfrog. Just 3 more, everyone. That being Bobadrill, 4 energy for a B power of 1700, 3 damage. If it lands on a orange shield, you're going to get Double Strike. If it lands on a magic shield, you're going to get plus 500 B power. And there is Monkey W Bobadrill Baboon. Probably my favorite out of the 6 is Ghost Beast, 5 energy for a B power of 1800, 7 damage, and if it lands on a Helix, you're going to get that plus 600 B power and minus 3 damage buff, which is really cool because that is actually the same as one of the core. I really like that, but moving along, I will show off Ghost Beast and then our final Geogan. Here we have Ghost Beast. And then last but certainly not least, of course, is Skyhorse. 7 energy for a B power of 2200 and 15 damage. And here we have Skyhorse. So everyone, thank you all for watching Day 5 of the Ultimate Viloch series. I hope you have all enjoyed this week. I can't wait to get into some Bakugan unboxings because of course that means new Bakugan and new decks to be made next week. So guys, if you aren't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button because only 6% of you watching are subscribed and I certainly want to work very hard to change that. And if you are subscribed, thank you. But go ahead and like this video so I know to keep doing what I'm doing. If you want, comment down below what you would like to see next week because why not? And other than that, I will see you all in the next video. Thank you all so much for the support. I'll see you next time. And remember, Bakugan Brawl.